the hell got you into the business?
Funny thing, I was bartending, and a couple of guys from the Dodge dealer across the street would come in regularly. He was a desk guy and I think a closer, and ended up I bought them a round of drinks, did not ring them in and comp them off properly. And so I was forced to resign from that bar position, and so then I went across the street and said, "You guys got to give me a job."
Right.
They were good guys, they would come in quite a bit, and I would, bullshit around with them. And I've done a ton of sales of that. I just gotten out to California at that time. I had like an 85 Honda Accord or something with 200,000 miles on it. I figured, you know what? If I got to be the cliche car sales guy in order to go ahead and be productive, then, I'll just get a good deal on my next car and then bounce.
Right.
But turns out you don't have to be that, shall I get it washed up type of a, stereotype in order to go ahead and be effective selling vehicles. So yeah, it was a good salesperson. So that's how I got into the car business, and then kind of went from that was at a Nissan store. I was there for about 3 months, totally green. Didn't know, I'm from the Midwest. Didn't know what a FICO score was. Didn't know what a lease versus a purchase. Totally green. And then I would spend all this time building up rapport with with somebody on a test drive, like an accountant or what have you. And then I run up to the desk and I think I got a deal. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, go tell them 9.9 is an excellent rate." And then I run over there, like, 9.9 is an excellent rate. Sure. And then this guy who had built rapport would look at me like, "Well, you didn't look like a liar, and you didn't look like an idiot, but what you're saying is absolutely not true." And so I was getting put together by the desk. And, after a few months of being pretty productive, so then I went to an Infinity store, and then I sold there for a couple of years. I kind of found a good home for my style of selling, and then went to finance from there, and to the desk and finance director at an Acura store, and then I swore off the car business. Said no more.
Wow. So, back up 1 second. You said something that's really interesting, and this is probably this is something that I think every car dealer here listening to this guy, especially the ones that have been in business less than 2 years, maybe even less than 3 years, but there's something very specific you said, and it's for your specific style. There was a different operation, a different model that you fit into a lot better, right?
Yeah.
And talk about that a little bit, if you could.
Well, in my opinion, a lot of dealerships don't pay enough attention to the culture of that particular sales team, right? So you have certain dealerships that run on a low commission, we're going to accept high turnover, and just have people that are just bringing people into a closer. They're generally younger, kids or what have you. And then you have the opposite, the polar opposite of that, where you have, here's guys that have actually been around at the same store even for 3, 5, even more years, that are happy at sales, that are doing good job, doing proper follow-up, making sure the people that they leased the car out to 3 years ago are getting, followed up with. And they generally get paid a little bit more, and have a book of business that they stay there with, and everybody else kind of falls in between that, right? So, and sometimes that goes with different regime changes between GMs or GSMs or whoever gets hired to fix whatever's broken, and then brings in their own crew. But the culture of a sales department, I think, is overlooked a lot with dealerships, because you got happy salespeople, they're going to be more productive salespeople. I'm not just talking about financially. I'm talking about don't nickel and dime with, free sodas or caffeine or coffee or whatever else. All the perks that come around with, some of the downtime that's there. You don't want to, beat up your salesman too much. Then they're going to leave as soon as they start getting a decent paycheck, or they start getting too low of a paycheck. One of the two. Right.
No, Scott, that's it's a brilliant point. I think I forgot. It was either last podcast or 2 podcasts ago. One of the things that I had mentioned was sort of being in. A lot of people are in 2 different modes, especially as the owner of a new business, there's no shortage of bills at the beginning, especially as you're getting things kicked off. And a lot of times these guys kind of get stuck in save a buck mode, as opposed to at some point transitioning into make a buck mode, and they hang out in that area of that save a buck mode, and they kind of get caught in this perpetual line of thinking where it's almost like a cheap way of just looking at everything. And if there's going to be a default in this person's brain, it's going to be automatically to the less expensive proposition. It doesn't even matter the value. They almost throw value out the door, and they say, damn the value, just what's the cheapest way to get out of this? And it's almost they're predisposed to it.
Well, it's just short-sighted. In my opinion, it's short-sighted, right? I mean, nobody likes it. I don't even like buying airline tickets. Like, oh, hey, that's a good price for a ticket. And then you have this tax, and you have this fee, and you want to bring a bag. Oh, you want to walk? I mean, they tack on. Nobody likes being, like, ground down like that.
Right.
And so with, I think part of the problem, too, is that most pay plans are, most of the dealerships look at it, hey, how do we do this month? And so you can gain this month by taking away from the following month or sandbagging from the previous month, but that's only going to help that 1 month stats. Right. So you don't think like, hey, how do we do over this 6 month period, or how do we do over this year? How come there's so much turnover? Why, you start doing stuff like increasing tax on used cars, any of the other, or stop doing proper recon on certain vehicles, so that you make a sale, but you don't gain a customer because that customer's not as happy as they should be when they leave. Or you're not doing even proper follow-up sequence of your actual sale. There's no, say, hey, they're sold, they're gone, you got your check and everything's good. I think proper, especially used car dealerships, it's more imperative than ever, for proper post-sale follow-up that's kind of automated by, not dependent upon the sales, but automated by the actual dealer itself to say thank you and how was your experience, and here's a link to our Yelp and our Google listing, and these types of things. It's post-sale engagement to go ahead and get more referrals.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I think you're right in that there's it's almost being ingrained in our culture a little bit more and more every day, not just in the car dealer business. It seems like this has become a lot more widespread in that this microwave thinking of everything's just got to be this immediate, and it's got to satiate right now, and it's got to hit the target right now. Look at your phone and look at how geez, my phone the other day was acting up. It gave me a full 6-second lag, and I was flipping out in my search. I was sitting there searching something on Google. It left me about 6 seconds long, and I thought it was 6 hours, it felt like, just because I'm so programmed already to, it's so fast, I look something up on my thing. I want to know who was the star of this person. How'd this guy grow up? Who's this guy married to? This famous actor. Who's he married to? How'd he get married? Where'd he grow up at? You all have all this information at the tip of your fingers now, and it's created almost a culture of everything has to be so fast. Everything has to be now, and everything lives in the now. Whereas last week's news is really old by now, like today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in the grand scheme of things, well then, in that sense, you're not looking at May, June. You're not worried about May and June. You're just worried about March, right?